Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And we're looking at this reconciliation narrative still. And I'm reading on a story by Richard Eden in the Daily Mail. And he claims that the Parkles are desperately trying to build bridges with the palace. And he knows why. And the why is their worry that they're going to be booted from the United States. And this is in the light of what Eric Trump said very recently about them being spoiled apples, and they're no longer welcome in the United States. They're not wanted in the United States, and the UK is welcome to have them back, but he doubts very much if the UK wants them, which was kind of hinting that maybe deportation was on the cards. I've just read on that from the Trump perspective, and I got quite a surprising energy in that reading, which I was not expecting. So I'm going to dig around now and see whether there is some energy confirming Richard Eden's suspicions. He claims that a source spoke to him who used to work for Harry and Meghan when they were still working royals, who said that it's quite clear Harry and Meghan are desperate to start healing the rift because of this threat of being booted from the United States. That's the Mind's Eye Tarot. That's the one that we're going to use for this reading. I'm going to do a Celtic cross from Harry and Meghan's point of view and see, is this a worry? And what do they think about what Eric Trump had to say? Guest speaker in the New York comments got quite agitated when she or he was being provoked by other commenters and said, Eric is wrong. So definitely a bit triggered by this notion that a possible potential, shall we say, President Trump might have as first order of business, I'm being snarky, is to deport Prince Harry. He can't deport an American citizen, but he could at a stretch, I suppose, make life uncomfortable for the has-been in the United States. Let's put it like that. And let's remind you that this is just tarot for fun and entertainment. It is all my opinion. It is all speculation. I just read energy here. And there is a disclaimer in the box below. Somebody flipped 5 of Swords, a fighting card. And let's shuffle it back in, and then we're good to go. Celtic cross coming up. Parkle perspective now in this deportation story we've read on before, but it's rumbling on. And it was a bit unexpected to have it addressed so directly, seemingly, by Eric Trump to GB News. I think that's where it all happened. Apparently. So let's see what's going on. Are they in a blind panic, desperate to build bridges back with the royal family, reconcile with them, and see what the cards want to tell us about this? And we have the Star in reverse. These are quite slick cards, quite slippery. Star in reverse, despair. Absolute despair, very dark energy when it's in reverse. The Star, upright hope and faith and being on the right path and soul purpose and beautiful things. Also, unfortunately for this lovely card in these royal readings, it has acquired for me as a reader the energy of celebrity, and it's in reverse, failed celebrity. So the attempt to become the big shining stars of the American celebrity firmament that has failed. But it's more, we're reading Parkle energy, and it's more real despair. And the word desperate was used in this article by Richard Eden. There it is, shown up. Situation, Parkle point of view. Need to reconcile, worried about being pushed out, kicked out. Balance card, 2 of Pentacles. Got to try and appease various opposing sides. That's how I'm reading that card. So trying to juggle. We've got the American interests on the one hand, the British interests on the other. We've got various things at stake, and we don't have much. We don't have much in the way of resources, time, energy, money, but we somehow got to placate both. We've got to give a bit here and give a bit there. And try and equalize and balance the situation, in particular with the royal family. Instead of giving everything to the one side of the equation, something needs to be given to the British side of the equation, the royal family side of the equation. So a definite need there, or a different feeling from them that they need to appease and placate, and perhaps make some sort of gesture towards the royal family, even though the royal family has been threatened a bit, seemingly, allegedly, and told that unless you sort out the security thing, then that kind of talk. So of course they can't just go cap in hand and say, awfully sorry, didn't mean any of that nastiness, take it all back, please take me back. That would help a little bit, possibly. So the big problem for Harry and Meghan, what is the big problem for them? We've got the Two of Wands in reverse. This card showed up in the previous reading, so it links to the previous reading. The failure of the brand, the failure of the plans. It's the card of planning and joint ventures. It's quite a business energy for me. The failure of the Harry and Meghan brand. So there it is, also as the underlying energy. They were going there to be big stars, and they're big losers now. And there it is, Two of Wands in reverse. So everything going wrong that could possibly go wrong. We've got 2 twos here, and twos are about turning points, decisions, partnerships, and splitting of partnerships. So there is a hint of a split there because the Two of Wands is in reverse. Is there a blind panic going on behind the scenes? What's going on behind the scenes? I've got the Temperance card also, the card that was in the previous reading, but in reverse in that previous reading. So these readings are very connected. Temperance is patience, is trying to come across as angelic. We're lovely. We're dear sweet darlings. We wouldn't hurt a fly. We mean well. Our intentions are genuine. And we come in peace. Temperance energy. It's not blind panic. It's not giving me that energy, but it is. I've got the star sitting underneath it. So we have the despair energy already in this reading. We don't need it again. We have this energy of we need to sue for peace. With the Temperance thing, it's come through twice now for me energetically with that Two of Pentacles, and now it's come through massively in the hidden energy, the root of this thing. We need to look good. We need to look as if we are we're not dangerous and toxic. We are angelic, and we mean to balance things with our families, you could say, although hers is not in the mix here. It's only the royal family, and see how lovely we are. So the goal is King of Swords in reverse, and yeah, there's a bit of a Trump energy. He is of course Gemini, so he's King of Swords, air sign man. And it's in reverse. So it tells me that that's hanging a bit like a sword of Damocles over them, the way it's coming through. It's coming through as legislation, it's coming through as lawyers. There is that ongoing court case. Seemingly, it might have been resolved behind the scenes quietly and we'll never hear of it again. I don't think so when I see that sword hanging over particularly Harry's head. But if Harry gets the boot, that's the end for American Riviera Orchard, which has been pushed out to next year anyway. We've seen that in the last 24 hours or so. So threats from air sign, high status air sign man, that's Donald Trump. Threats from lawyers, the Heritage Foundation, the threat of that court case. That is what is hanging directly over them right now, that sword hanging over them. Harry, of course, busy with lots of litigation himself. It's all going haywire. That's also in here for some reason. I've been kind of given a prompt to talk about that. Might be a money story, and the previous reading did point out that they are in financial trouble, the Parkles, allegedly. So let's look at the past. What's been going on in the past? And we got the Six of Wands in reverse, defeat. And really the failure of them to monetize themselves, to be victorious, to be successful, publicly successful. They went there with such high hopes to America, and everything has ended in abject failure. Even now, Invictus Games is descending into chaos. I see that Germany has just gone its own merry way with their own Invictus Games. So, loser energy. And the Six of Wands is a triumphal return, and it's in reverse. So there's no triumphal return. Harry can't go back to the UK and say, look at me, I'm a big hero, I'm a gazillionaire, I've done all these things and I'm better than you, I'm more successful than you. If he's going to go home, he's going to slink home as a failure, and that's in the recent past energy. So what's coming next? Reconciliation, attempts to reconcile, or more hurling, lobbing grenades at the royals. What are they going to do? I've got Harry, and I've got Harry in reverse, the Hermit, and he's in reverse. So there he is. Potentially a bit of a going back to the UK energy with that, because the Hermit is on his own. He withdraws from society and he goes into solitude and seclusion when he's upright, and in reverse he can come out of seclusion then. And so it's possible that there is energy of going back to the UK to reconnect with family and friends there, but he's slinking back. He's slinking back in reverse, in his downfall, in his shadow aspect. Six of Wands in reverse, Hermit in reverse, underlying energy, Star in reverse. So he's failed, and he knows it, and they know it, and the public know it. And I'm just getting this energy of him sort of slinking home. Very strong energy coming through of that. And him by himself, no sign of her in this reading, although she might be trying to portray this temperance energy, this angelic energy down there in the hidden energy, and send out that sort of messaging secretly to various publications, media outlets. But this is Harry. It's also somebody who's lost his way. The Hermit in reverse, completely lost his way, possibly listened to poor advice, taken the wrong turning, all of that stuff. Hasn't found his own truth, his true north, lost, a lost soul. I'm getting terrible energy from this, which is why I'm lingering on it, to try and explain it and to try and talk it through and talk it out for me, so I don't have to carry this energy around afterwards. This is very, very bad energy, as you can see from these cards. And that sword is so vivid in this reading. It's really dominating this reading. Real threat over Harry and Meghan with that sword. So how do they view this comment by Eric Trump and this threat? What do they think about it? Got the Five of Pentacles. They're taking it very seriously. However jokey it was, I don't know if it was said in a jokey tone. I've only read the comments. I haven't heard him say it directly. But however it was said, they're taking it very seriously. It's the Five of Pentacles is the card of exile, banishment, financial ruin. They believe, and I don't know how paranoid they are at this point, possibly from all the sniffing that goes on and whatever else goes on in their household, in terms of recreation, shall we say, treading carefully, allegedly. And so how deluded they are about what's really going on, how unable they are to see reality, I don't know. I can only speculate, but the Five of Pentacles tells me that they fear this, that they fear being banished. Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles is a card of banishment and ruin, exile. So they're taking it very seriously. What pressure are they under? And I've got the Page of Swords, and it's in reverse. This is this threat that they feel very keenly from outside. The Page of Swords upright is about being prepared, on alert, braced, ready for action. It's in the reverse, it's being overcome by something. I'm almost getting this war of words, these threats, they fear. And coming from outside, maybe coming documents, because pages are communications, documents, things like that. Page of Swords, legal documents, possibly people going and digging into government archives, government records, and finding dangerous stuff out, disturbing stuff that's going to look really bad. We're trying to be angelic down here, but everything else is giving me trouble. And this is trouble. So there might be something lying in those records, or not even in those records, missing Page of Swords in reverse, that they really fear. That is hanging over them, a threat of something hanging over them. So hopes and fears for the hapless pair, the poison apples. Not the poison apples, sorry. Oh dear, I didn't mean that. Spoiled apples, hopes and fears. We've got another page, we've got Page of Wands in reverse. They're worried about this looking really bad. More communications. Wands is press, PR, that they're going to get bad news. They're going to get that this is going to almost gain a life of its own, which it already has. It's going around and around. I think partly because people are amused by it. But they also feel, well, just desserts for the pair who have caused so much sorrow and trouble to other people. Now a bit of karma coming their way, let's say allegedly, in my opinion. Page of Wands in reverse. They're very worried about getting hit with some very bad news, or being also seen very publicly to being reported in a very negative way. This is already a very negative thing for the son of what could potentially be a president to say, we don't want them here. You can have them, but you won't want them either. Spoiled apples. It's grifters all over again. It's that level of criticism and contempt as well. Outcome for Harry and Meghan. Are they going to reconcile, or Harry going to reconcile? He seems to be on his way back to the UK, but with his tail between his legs. What's going to happen? Oh, I've got the Lovers in reverse. Splitsville. I got the Three of Swords in the last one. Now I've got the Lovers in reverse. That says a breakup, a separation. Consistent energy for me, over and over and over and over and over. And there it is again, the breakup card. It's also Gemini energy, just by the way. And we've already got Gemini energy that's dominating this reading. It's there again. There could be some kind of a choice that's made. And possibly there are things in the records that are a bit off, and which might be excused by another leader. I'm speculating, so I'm sticking my neck out here. But it could be that the Gemini says, nah, I'm not going to cover for it. I'm not going to sweep it under the carpet or the rug and pretend that it's fine. It's possible. That's what's coming through for me energetically. But the real energy that's coming through is he goes home on his own because Splitsville. It's not, just by the way, a card of reconciliation. If he's going back hoping to reconcile with his father, the king, his brother, the Prince of Wales, not going to happen. They're not going to unlock the palace gates and celebrate and welcome him back in. I would say they're going to lock the gates and say, go away, go somewhere else, go to Colombia, go to Nigeria, go wherever the hell, but don't come here. We don't want you. Bit scary if you're the has-been and you got yourself into this mess. That's the reading, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.